So you've learned all the basic stitches: slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and treble crochet. So what's next? Hello crochet friends, and welcome back to Yarn Over Hook. My name is Sammy, and for today's video, I put together 5 stitches I think are great for beginners. The moss stitch, a popular one amongst beginners. The single crochet mesh stitch, perfect for the summer. The even moss stitch, a really fun texture. The wattle stitch, another fun airy stitch. And my personal favorite, the griddle stitch. To start your moss stitch project, you want an even number of chains. You can work on the top side of the chain or in the back bumps. Today, I'm going to work in the back bumps. Then you want to count 4 chains away from your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put a single crochet into that stitch. So we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both those loops on your hook. And then you'll chain 1. And that's it. Super simple. One tip I do want to give you is to not do your chain too tight. You don't want it very tight. It's going to make your project into a cone shape. It will bring in the sides if your chains are too tight. So make sure to keep them a bit neutral and stay consistent so that your shape stays consistent. Then we are going to skip the next chain and go into the following with another single crochet. So we'll insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops on our hook, and chain 1. Skip the next chain and do another single crochet into the following. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops, and chain 1. We're going to skip this chain and go into the following. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops, and then chain 1. And finally, for our last chain, we'll do a single crochet. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. It's our first row of moss or linens. Then you will chain 2 and turn. So we have our single crochet here. That was the last stitch that we did in the previous row. We're going to skip that and go into the chain space that we created and do a single crochet. And then chain 1, skip the single crochet, and do a single crochet into that chain space. Chain 1, skip the single crochet into the chain space. Chain 1, single crochet into the next chain space. Chain 1, and then we're going to do a single crochet into this opening here. Those chains that we skipped at the beginning, we'll do a single crochet into that one to finish off this row. That's your second row of moss. And then you'll chain 2 and turn. And you'll do the exact same thing that you did on this second row. You'll skip that single crochet and do a single crochet into the chain space. Chain 1, single crochet into the next chain space. Chain 1, single crochet into the next chain space, and chain 1. And that's it. That is the moss/linen stitch. Easy peasy, right? To start your single crochet mesh project, say that 5 times fast, you want to do an even number of chains. Turn your chain over. We're going to work in the bumps. You want to skip this first bump from your hook and do a single crochet into that next bump. And then you want to chain. And that is literally it. That's all you're going to do for the entire single crochet mesh stitch. Single crochet, chain, skip, single crochet, chain, skip. That's it. That's the whole video. Let's skip this next chain and single crochet into the next one. And then chain. Skip, single crochet, and chain. Skip, single crochet, and chain. Skip, single crochet. You will end your rows, with single crochets every time. Once you're at the end of your row, you'll simply turn. No chain or anything like that, just turn. And begin your row with a single crochet on top of the last single crochet that we did. Chain, skip this chain from the previous row, single crochet into the single crochet from the previous row. So what you end up doing is stacking single crochets and stacking chains. Chain, skip the chain, chain on top of chain, single crochet into this single crochet. And that's really it. You'll go on until your desired length, creates a really nice uniform mesh that honestly doesn't look like mesh from when you first look at it. So what is Yarn Over Hook? Yarn Over Hook is a free social community for crocheters to create, learn, and connect with other crocheters around the world. You can share your current projects, ideas, inspirations, anything that's got you hooked. So follow the link in the description below to create your free account today. I cannot wait to see what you are creating. For the even moss stitch, you want to chain an even number of chains. And then turn it over. We're going to work in the bumps. We are going to skip this first bump here and do a slip stitch into that second bump. Insert your hook into the bump, yarn over, pull through that bump, and then pull through the loop on your hook. In the following bump, we're going to do a half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into the bump, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. In the next bump, we are going to repeat what we just did. Do a slip stitch into this next bump. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through the bump, pull through the loop on your hook. In the next bump, a half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into that bump, yarn over, pull through. You will end up with 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. slip stitch into the next bump, yarn over, pull through the bump, and then pull through the loop on your hook. In the next bump, a half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into that bump, yarn over, pull through the bump. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. Slip stitch into the next stitch. If you can get in there. There we go. Yarn over, pull through that bump, and then pull through the loop on your hook. In the next bump, we'll do a half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into that bump, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. And in our last chain, we are going to do a slip stitch. And this completes the first row of your even moss stitch. You can actually see those nice little lines that come up there. So here you can chain 1 and then turn. I didn't chain 1 in my swatch because I wanted a really nice tight edge. But it's up to you. You can chain 1 and then turn, or simply just turn. And then you will slip stitch into that same slip stitch that we just did. If you decide not to chain 1, you want to be sure that your slip stitches are not tight. Otherwise, you will not be able to come back and put another slip stitch in there. So make sure that you don't do your slip stitches too tight. Insert your hook into that slip stitch from the previous row, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. Again, if you don't do a chain, make sure that that slip stitch is not too tight. And then you will do a half double crochet into the next stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into that next stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops, and then slip stitch into the next stitch. If you haven't noticed already, you are actually stacking slip stitches and stacking half double crochet. That is what makes those really nice, neat boxes. If you do a slip stitch into your half double crochet or a half double crochet into your slip stitch, you will notice the difference immediately. So make sure that you are stacking half double crochets and stacking slip stitches. That is what's going to give you that nice, even moss look. We'll do another set of these stitches. The next one is a half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into the half double crochet of the previous row, yarn over, and pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. In the next stitch is a slip stitch, so we are going to do a slip stitch into that. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through that loop on your hook. And that's it. You'll just repeat this until your desired length. When you get to the end, you'll either chain 1 or simply turn it and go into that slip stitch. For the wattle stitch, you want to chain a multiple of 3. You can work in the top of the chain or in the back bumps. Today, I'm going to work in the back bumps. You want to skip 1, 2, and go into the 3rd chain with a single crochet. Then chain 1 and do a double crochet into that same chain. And that's our first wattle. Then we are going to skip 2, 1, 2, and go into the 3rd chain from our first wattle. We're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. And we'll do that again. Skip 2, 1, 2, and go into the third chain from our last wattle. With a single crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. Then we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and in our last chain, we are just going to do 1 single crochet. And that's our first row of wattles. Then we're going to turn our project and chain 1. We're going to skip that single crochet and this double crochet and go into the chain space. From here on out, you're just going to work into the chain space of your wattles. Insert your hook, do a single crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. Find that next chain space, skipping the single crochet and double crochet. Right there. Single crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Skipping the single crochet, double crochet, finding that chain space, single crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. To finish off the row, we are going to do a single crochet into the chain space that we skipped, the 2 chain space here, and do a single crochet. Here it is, right here. Oop, that's a little tight. There we go. And a single crochet to end that row. Then you turn and chain 1. You don't want to do your chain ones too tight because when you come back on that row, you're actually going to put your final stitch into this chain. So this row, this next row that we're going to do is going to be exactly the same as our previous row, doing that single crochet, chain, and double crochet in the chain spaces. But the ending is going to be just a little bit different. You will do a single crochet into your turning chain. So I will show you how to do that. Let's do our first wattle here, and then I will meet you at the end. So we're skipping that single crochet and double crochet and going into the chain space. Single crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. And we will do that in our next chain spaces, and I will see you at the end. All right, you just finished your last wattle and you were looking for that spot to put your final single crochet. It is actually right here. That's that chain that you did, that turning chain right after the single crochet of the previous row. I'm going to pull that out there so that you can see that just a little bit better. That's our turning chain. So that is where you're going to put your single crochet. This is the single crochet of the previous row, and this is that turning chain. It's a little bit difficult to find, but you want to definitely take your time and find that one because that is where you need to do your final single crochet. And then turn. And you'll just repeat that row over and over and over until your desired length. For the griddle stitch, you want to chain a multiple of 2 plus 1. That plus 1 at the end is going to go into our first single crochet. Once you have chained the number of stitches that you want, turn it over. We're going to crochet in the bumps. You want to skip that first bump closest to your hook and do a single crochet into that second bump. In the next bump, you want to do a double crochet. And then after that, a single crochet into the next bump. And a double crochet after that. And you will keep alternating single crochets and double crochets all the way to the end, ending with a double crochet. And that is the first row of our griddle stitch. You're not going to chain when you turn, you're simply just going to turn. You can already see the little boxed details already starting to emerge. I really love this stitch, if you couldn't tell. Alright, so after you turn your project over, you're simply going to single crochet into that last stitch that we did, that double crochet from the previous row. And then you'll double crochet into the next stitch. Single crochet into the next stitch. And double crochet again. Once again, alternating just like we did in that first row. However, if you'll notice, we are actually single crocheting into the double crochet of the previous row and double crocheting into the single crochet of the previous row. This is how you know you're doing it right. If you were to stack single crochets and stack double crochets, it wouldn't come out right. You won't get this detail here of alternating little boxes, and it won't give you this reversible look as well. So you want to make sure that you are stacking single crochets on top of double crochets and double crochets on top of single crochets. As you go up in your project, you will notice that you are alternating single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, and so on. Keeping track of where you stack your stitches will help you to create this nice detail. So you will always begin your row with a single crochet, and you'll always end your row with a double crochet. If that's not the case, then you might have chained a stitch too many or too few. So you'll want to go back and make sure that you chained a multiple of 2. Single crochet on top of that double crochet and double crochet on top of that single crochet. And you'll just keep doing this until the end. Single crochet on double crochet on single crochet. Once again, ending with a double crochet. And then you turn your work and you just repeat that again and again until your desired length. There are so many things that you can create using these stitches. I cannot wait to see what you come up with. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ding the bell so that you know when we upload a new video. And we'll catch you in the next one. Bye!